everyone, I'm Dottie, Stitching Scotty, and welcome to my video about cross stitch, counted cross stitch. Today's March the 4th, 2023, and this is Flosstube number 117. And I would just like to welcome everyone that's here, that's stopped by. If this is your first time, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I hope you see something you like. I hope you enjoy this and it puts a smile on your face or makes you laugh. If I do that, that's good. And I hope you'll come back. Also, I wish you would hit the subscribe button, and this is for you viewers because there's only 40%. There's 40% of you that do not subscribe to my video that watch it. So I would really appreciate it. Oh, excuse me. And just hit the subscribe and the like button. That would just be great. And share it with your friends. I share a lot of things about cross stitch, and today I have a load of good stuff to share. I have a friend of mine allowed me to take pictures of her finishes, her beautiful finishes, when I was at Panda's Crossing, my local needlework shop in upstate South Carolina today. And it was just really, I was amazed. She is such a wonderful needleworker. So I'll be showing those in just a few minutes. Also, there will be a free pattern that there will be a link to because of one of her stitches that you'll get to see. I also have some questions and that I need to answer. I have lots of finely finished objects or fully finished objects. I have finishes, multiple finishes. I have whips, a new start, featured Etsy designer, because I try to feature an Etsy designer. Somebody, you know, that they just kind of fall off the radar because, you know, they're just not really well known, but they have beautiful patterns. Excuse me. I also have another free pattern specifically for March that I'll link you to, and that's about it. So we'll get started. Okay. First of all, I'm going to show you my cross stitchy friend Tam's beautiful, beautiful work, and I'm going to tell you about it and insert the pictures right after this. The first thing I will show you is I do have a picture of it, but this is not her work. This is how to get the freebie pattern that she stitched that's so, so pretty. This is called Pretty Polly, and it's from Hands Across the Sea Samplers. And this is the free pattern that she has. And what you do is you go like you're going to check out on her website, and it says cost is $0. And then you'll be able to download the PDF chart. But it's beautiful. I saw Tam's and I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to show that. And this is what the page looks like that you will go to. And then you'll just click on that where it says add to basket. And see how it says L for pounds 00. You'll do that, and then you'll be able to download that. And she says, Pretty Polly is a gift from us to you. Pop him in your basket. Do not use the yellow express button as there's no money to pay. He is free. Instead, check out through your basket and you'll immediately be sent an email with a link to download the PDF. So there you go. And mine came really quick. All right. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to show you that, and I'll be back. Isn't that gorgeous? Next, she also had a pattern by the Blue Flower, and it's not available yet. It's in a club that is sponsored by the Silver Needle, and I'll insert a picture of that here. Next, she had a pattern from Just Nan, and it was a seashell pattern. And she did that on a box. It's beautifully made. She's got some satin stitches to make the shells and beautiful beads and things. And I'll insert a picture of that here. Next, she has a Christmas ornament, and it's by Brooks Books in their Etsy shop, I think. And it's it's a little caroler, and she's got the word joy. So I just called it Joy. I don't know the name of the pattern. And but it's Brooks Books or Brooks Books Publishing. This is not a free pattern. You'd probably have to go on Etsy to buy that. And I'll put a picture of that here. And last but not least, she has two cute sweaters, the blue sweaters from Franny Ritter Designs. They have the cutest designs. And she finished everything she has. She finished herself. And what she did on these sweaters, she used Vonna Pfieffer, the Twisted Stitchers tutorial, to finish these. And Vonna does 3 pieces of like, it's not comic board, I can't remember what she calls it, chipboard, I think. And then she paints the side. You'll have to go watch her tutorial. It's amazing. Vonna has the most amazing tutorials. If you want to know how to do any kind of finishing, that's how I found Flosstube, was through Vonna Pfieffer, the Twisted Stitcher. And I've been watching her off and on for years, mostly on. And every time I need to go finish something, I'm like, oh, let me go watch this. Because she is perfect when she does her finishing. And there's cording around it, and it's just beautiful. So be sure and look at that. And she shows you what she puts, she tells you what she puts on the back. And I will link that below. A link to her website, her Flosstube. So if you don't watch Vonna Pfieffer, you need to, because she's really, really good. And she does some beautiful, beautiful work. Okay, and also the one thing I did forget to mention is the, which one was it? I know the parrot, and, there was one more, that that the perforated paper is 18 count perforated paper. And what Tam did was she did some like tea dyeing, just very gently on the perforated paper, because the 18 count, she said she could only find it in white. So hers looks, her parrot looks beautiful, as you will have noticed. But I will insert a picture of the sweaters here. And thank you so much, Tam, for sharing your beautiful, beautiful work with us. Oh, sorry, I keep hitting the camera. Okay, also, I have some finely finished objects. But before I talk about those, I'm going to answer a couple of questions. One, I got a question about interfacing. A viewer said, well, I don't really understand what you're talking about with interfacing. I'm new to cross stitch. So I learned it the hard way. All right, when you get a piece of cross stitch, a lot of people, I'm trying to find something that's really, I should have laid out some, well, I'll use this. Okay. I finished this Be Merry, the shepherd's bush, and you see how this ravels, and see, there's a strand coming off right now. So if you do not put fusible interfacing on the back, it can keep raveling even after you've sewed it together, and then your pillow may come apart, which is not good. So what I do is I cut out a piece of Pellon and I iron it on the back, and in the area that I'm going to do, because I'm planning on making this one, I think, into a pillow. And my favorite kind, and Pellon looks like there's light, medium, and I guess there's heavy. I've just never bought it. But anyway, this is the light. And my favorite kind is the PLF 36 Fusible Interfacing, and it's Pellon. And it tells you how to do it. It says trim and steam based, and then you pin it to the fusible interfacing, and you can cut it, and you just pin it and you steam baste it along the edges with the iron. I don't do that. What I do is I just cover it with the press cloth and set it on the silk setting on my iron, and I hold it for 10 to 15 seconds, and I make sure that I move the iron around. I don't rub it. I press and pick it up and press and pick it up. And then I always pre-test it to make sure it's stuck, because sometimes it doesn't stick. Then I will tell you, you feel of this, and the rough side is the sticky side. Make sure you do that before you stick your iron on it, or you will be buying iron cleaner to clean your iron, or using wax paper to clean your iron. So that's very important. Another kind of fusible I have bought is Heat and Bond Light, but it's a little bit heavy, and it's got this paper that you peel off. You can trace your, I use this more for quilting and applique, but you can trace your design on here, and then you can cut it out. And I like to use this for that. But sometimes if I get like really, you know, in a pinch and don't have any more fusible, I will use the Heat and Bond Light. And you can buy, okay, either you can buy Pellon or Heat and Bond at Joann's. That's usually where I buy those. I have also ordered this from, I think I ordered this from Annie's online, was where I ordered it. So, that is what I do. And you just sew through it and make sure that your seam, you know, that you've got your seam into your, oh, good grief, Dottie. Just make sure that your sewing machine, you know, the stitch goes through the interfacing, because if it doesn't, eventually it's going to pull loose. I had a tooth fairy pillow do that, and that was not good. But, you know, that's how you learn, you know, your mistakes. So anyway, interfacing is your friend if you're going to sew something. It really is. Or if it's going to get any kind of wear and tear. All right. I hope that answered your question. If it didn't, you can stick another comment below with another thing saying, I still don't understand, and we'll work on it. Also, Vonna Pfieffer would probably be a real good one, or Lori Holt would be good to go and watch and see how they finish their pillows. That would be really good, because Vonna is an expert. All right. Next, somebody asked about the QR code, because over the Christmas holidays, and for some reason, sometimes you'll notice that I just replied your comment and it was 2 months ago. Well, I know I had surgery and stuff, and I was out of commission for a while, but evidently my little comments just kind of floated out in the internet world, and they just suddenly just popped up that I hadn't answered them, and I was like, what? So this was one of them. Okay, a QR code is, oh, excuse me. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, now to find the QR code that I've now lost. Okay, there's usually one in your smartphone. Oh, here it is. Okay, the Snowflower Diaries. My tongue is so twisted today. I offered candy cane biscuit. I gave you the link for that. But the thing was, she had this. This is the QR code. What you do is you hold your phone up to that, and your camera takes a picture of it on the QR app. And then you can download that from your phone. Oh my goodness. Excuse me again. Goodness, sorry. I usually don't do that, but that was necessary, I guess. But anyway, you can download that. That QR app will take you directly to the website where you can, you know, do the regular internet things and direct it to your printer, so you can download the pattern. Geez, oh whiz. It's not working tonight. My brain is like, bleh. Okay. But anyway, so there's that. I hope that works for you. I'm not a computer or phone guru, but that's the best I can do on that. All right. Good grief. Now we'll go to some finishes, finally finished objects, or FFOs of mine. Okay, where did they go? Okay, first, a year of celebration, which I guess we'll call season 1, because Kathy Haberman at Hands On Design, she had, sorry, I left it laying over here in the corner. this pattern here. Okay, and she finished hers on a clipboard. And I thought, I know I've got one of those. I looked everywhere in my stash. Excuse me. And I did not have the clipboard I thought I had. You know, I'll find it next week or something. So one of my friends brought me this. Isn't that cool looking? But I held it up to that and I'm like, don't like it. But I turned it over and it was beautiful and plain. So this is March from the Year of Celebrations from Hands On Design. Oops, wait, got a string. Okay, there we go. And I used a magnet. And so you can tell that's the back. It's a Collins Fresh and Original from collinspainting.com. And then I've got a magnet on the back. Okay. All right. Then, I guess we'll go backwards. I also finished February. All right. Like I said, we're going backwards. And see, you can just change it from month to month. So now I finished January. I think that little snowman is just so cute, juggling those snowballs. And these are on 32 count natural raw linen. And then I finished December. Love those little elves' feet and shoes. Too cute. And my material is all material from my stash. It's stuff I had. Okay, now we're going to get out of whack here. Here's June. Oops. Okay, there we go. Here's June. And I did get the magnet and washer idea from Priscilla and Chelsea, Stitching with the Housewives, of which I have on one of their shirts. This is the most comfortable shirt. I got this a long time ago, and it's good quality. Okay. Then I have May. And so far, May has been the most challenging one because I started it twice and didn't know it. So I had to rip it out and rip one of them out. But that's May. And I just put rickrack that I bought. The white rickrack is Lori Holt rickrack from Fat Quarter Shop. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. And the colored rickrack came from Joann's, or just wherever I happened to pick it up. And this is April with the April showers. And these are Chelsea's checks. I think that's the only one I had that I had Chelsea's checks. And this one looks like Priscilla's Pretty Plaid, but it's not. It's, well, let's just hold it upside down. This one is a Moda. Yeah, but I can't remember the quilter's name. But anyway, aren't these cute? Really like them. Now, these are the only ones I have started and finished. So I've got 5 more months to go to have the whole entire series. But I was so excited to get those done. Thanks to WhipGo. All right, so that's my 7 finishes, but I have one more to make it 8 FFOs. Yes. Okay, and this one's already been gifted, so I'll have to insert a picture. But this one is from a pattern from 2000, and this is called Bad Hair Day. This one has laid around for a couple of years, maybe 3 years, waiting for the perfect frame, which never seemed to show up, and just the perfect something. But anyway, this one's called Bad Hair Day. And my oldest daughter loves bunnies. And this is by Hillside Samplings. And I saw this pattern and I said, oh, this is one of my kids right here. So I will insert a picture. This is done on Water Lily 14 count Aida. And I used DMCs, and I went 2 strands over 1. So I will insert a picture here. Okay, I'm back. I had to get some more water too. It's going to be one of those nights. All right. So, and she really liked it. So that's good. And I bought the little flowers. I bought a pack of those at Hobby Lobby. Aren't those cute? And they're just little stick-on things. So I just added a little touch of glue just in case. And I use Eileen's. Usually I use the quick dry, but they were out of it when I went to the store, and I didn't have time to go to another store. So I went and got the clear gel tacky glue. I really like that. Oh, hang on. The lid fell off. And you never want to leave the lid off your glue. Never. All right. Next, excuse me, I am so sorry. Must be that time of year. Okay. I finished Welcome Spring from Primrose Cottage Stitches. And I did this one on a piece of lavender whittled linen from my stash. And it's on 28 count. I used 2 strands over 2 of DMC. And this is my finish. Isn't that cute? I just love those little chickens. Too cute. So, but yeah, that was fun. I love their patterns. They are just so pretty. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Then the next one I finished. I don't have a picture and it's a freebie from Praiseworthy Stitches, and I will link that below. This one is called Red Tulip, and I always called it Joy because it says Joy on it. I mean, but it is a red tulip. And we got this at a retreat at Panda's Crossing, the graph, and I used all the call for threads, which were Weeks Dye Works. And I used 2 strands over 2. And that red is Louisiana hot sauce. Look at that variegation. Really nice. This was a quick stitch. And this is on a piece of ivory something. Not really sure what. It's not showing. Yeah, there we go. So, I don't know if that's going to be an ornament or a pillow or framed. I'm just really not sure. So, and then next, I've got one that you have not seen for a while. Oh, we're going to change piles from side to side. Where'd the pattern go? Here it is. This one's from Bent Creek, and it's called Gobble Wobble. And when I saw that little turkey, I'm like, oh my gosh, that is just the cutest thing. Now, I've had this thing a while, like a long while, and it was a kit. And it had pearl cotton in there. It had the 18 count linen, and it had the little buttons. And this is my finish right here. Isn't he adorable? And I used 1 strand of pearl cotton over 2 threads. And I ran out because I think I wasted a little of the brown thread. And so the L and the E on the word wobble is regular DMC 3021, because I went to the stores, could not find it. Was out of stock everywhere, even if they offered it. So, and I was like, I just want to get this done. So I thought, I'm going to do that. And I can't even tell the difference. So there you go. I used all 6 strands. And I didn't separate them because the pearl cotton looks kind of twisted. So I thought, well, they'd work out good. But yeah, I thought he was cute. And those were all DMCs except for Anchor 845 and 373. So he's going to be something cute. Don't know what yet, but he'll be something. All right. I'll be back in just a moment. Sorry. Had to go get a cough drop. Ugh. Okay. Next, excuse me again. I'm going to talk about my Whip Go. Okay. This month, Jessie Marie called 2 more numbers, 2 and 22, I think it was. And on my number 2 was, believe it or not, the think I have, yeah, I do. It was like Merry Ho Ho Ho. Okay? And that's a picture. Okay, with Pandas Crossing, my local needlework shop, the Stitchers Club there has decided that we're going to do a band a month. So we'll have it finished in time for Christmas. Well, I'm still on the wreath. That was Striker. He wants attention. It came from the book, Mill Hill, Santa's Holiday. Look at all these wonderful patterns this book has in it. Is that not just amazing? And you can still get this. Okay, and this is what I have done. And I need to get busy because I've got to get my band done. So there you go. And I'm using 2 strands with each bead. And I guess I should hold it up just a little bit more. It's got bugle beads and regular beads. It's all beads. So, sorry about the rattling. And the next one I'm doing on number 22 is Teresa Koget's Pernici Manor. And this is the box it came in at the Quilter Station retreat I went to. It was just amazing. Teresa is such a sweet, sweet lady. Got an autographed pattern. Oh my gosh. And it's Pernici, I think is how she said it. And she gave us this cool needle minder. Look at that. And just all kinds of goodies. And then, of course, there's the floss and stuff. And I said I was going to work 5 days on this because I have such a puny little start because I was at a retreat. And, you know, you got to meet all the stitchy friends and do all the things. So, and I had to go get Teresa to autograph my pattern. Plus, you know, you got to go around and do the things and go out to eat and all that good kind of stuff. This is on, oh dear, 40 count Vintage Country Mocha by Zweigart. And it's a stitch count of 221 by 156. And that's all I've got done. So we'll see how I do after 5 days. I did really, really well on the Brenda Gervais piece. So hopefully I'll get a lot of progress on this. I thought, 5 days is what other people do. So I'll do 5 days. So there you go. So we'll see how that goes. And I've got the floss drops that Alma gave us. No, not Alma. Oh, wait. This is the wrong person. Oops. I'm going to the next thing. Excuse me. Okay. This is a blooper video. Good grief. If you didn't laugh about that, I don't know what you'll laugh about. Do I know what I'm doing? Sometimes, but not always. Yes. Okay. But anyway, Teresa Koget, Pernici Manor, and Mill Hill, Merry Ho Ho Ho. We'll see if I get those done. Because I have a lot I want to do this month. Okay. The next thing, which I was getting ready to start showing you, thinking it was Teresa Koget's. All right. Is my works in progress. And this is from Blackbird Designs. And I think this one's coming out right now at Nashville Needlework Market. And this is called Moments by Blackbird Designs. And this also came with the pattern Moments of Glad Grace. I've not started that yet. So you can see my little bird in the bottom center. But this one's on 36 count Legacy by Picture This Plus. She even made us the floss drops. Aren't those beautiful? And she put all her floss on here. And of course mine's a hot mess as usual. You know, she gave us the little box to put it on for finishing. And this is what I've got done so far. That's it. I'm using 1 strand over 2 threads. And he's almost finished. I just got to finish the border. So I might have to take out a couple of stitches because my border's off a couple of stitches. I got a little exuberant and went too far. But that's him. Okay. So hopefully I'll get some more done on him, because I thought, you know, I need to get him started so I can start the other sampler, because I saw them in person, of course, and they were beautiful. She does her designs are really pretty. And for some reason, thanks to Laura and Brenda, every first weekend of the month, I just have to stitch the blackbird, like from last year, you know. So there you go. So thank you, Laura. All right, and then yet again, thanks to Brenda and Laura, I'm doing the Hands Across the Sea Sal, which you do the first week of every month. You stitch a Hands Across the Sea pattern. And I think they're stitching like something, you know, I'm stitching something a little bit different, but it's Hands Across the Sea. I'm working on Mary Clayton. Okay, so I'm down to the house now. All right, I've got the total roof. I'm on page 2. When I get this portion of the house done, page 2 will be finished. This is on 32 count. Darn it. It's by R&R Productions. I never can remember the name. I want to say Winter Brew. Maybe that's it. By George it is. Okay. 32 count Winter Brew. I'm doing 2 strands over 2. And this is my progress. See, I've got a little bit more of the house done, part of the windows, part of the grout, and that's about it. So I hadn't stitched much on it today, but I stitched a little bit on it. But I'm using 2 strands. No, yeah, 2 strands over 2. But when I get to the end of the roof, I'll be on, you know, to where the roof is, I'll be on page, ready to go to page 3. So hopefully I'll get a little more done on this. This has really, really been a lot easier to stitch on than I thought, because when I first started stitching, I was like, oh, I can't do a Hands Across the Sea sampler. Those are too hard. No, they're not bad. The patterns are very large, and the best thing is this wonderful stitch card. And it tells you all the conversions here, and you just look at it. You don't have to flip a page or anything, and it tells you what you're working on. And that is the best of all. I like that a lot. And that's hashtag, oh dear, I'll link it below, but it's something Hands Across the Sea or hats Sal. Okay, and the next thing is also a Stitchalong, which is what a Sal is. I forgot to tell you, S-A-L. And this one is hashtag Bunny Sal. And this one is with Stitching by the Shore and the Novel Stitcher. I had to think for a minute. And this one, the pattern is, it's anything with a bunny. And this one's called Some Bunny Loves You. And this is Country Cottage Needlework. And I think that is just so, so cute. Somebody gave me this pattern a while back. I mean, it's been a while back, like I said. And this one's on Witchell 32 count Water Lily Linen. The stitch count is 56 by 89. And so it's not that big. And I have a very small start, but I have a start. I have the top band, and I've started the leaves and flowers. So, and I know Sweetwater Stitcher is doing a Sal Bunny in the Rose, but this is kind of my nod to Bunny in the Rose, because I don't have that pattern. So I think it's a Brenda Gervais pattern that's come out recently. But this is my bunny, and he has flowers, so there you go. All right. And those are my whips, or works in progress, and a stitching. I was going to do some St. Patrick's Day stitching, but you see that just didn't happen yet. But it will. It will. That's some of my plans, is to do some St. Patrick's Day stitching, and yeah, so we'll see. Okay, now, moving right along. We are going to talk about our free pattern. for the month of March. This is called Joyful World. It's also from the Snowflower Diaries. And this is a primitive cross-stitch calendar. There are other patterns on there, but I've linked you to this one. And she also has a Facebook group. And I will put that link below also. But this is called Joyful World March. And this is it. That cute. And it's different. It's something, you know, just kind of different. So I thought you would enjoy the birds and the flowers. Just so cute. And the butterfly. So I'll link that below. And she's also got a January pattern. Oh, and I will say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She has in 8 different languages the word March. And it's graphed. So with little, you know, and shows how it fits in the graph when you download the pattern. And she uses Gentle Arts threads, and she has a DMC conversion. And here's a picture of the January pattern. Every time I see a fox, I think about Stephanie from Pam and Steph from Just Keep Stitching. I'm going to have to tell her about this one in case she doesn't know. He's cute. But anyway, he's there also. Okay, next, we're going to talk about our featured Etsy designer. And this is one, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is real. They have some really versatile, you know, like a wide variety of patterns. She didn't have a lot of patterns, but she has a big variety of all the, you know, like different parts of the times of the year. But this first one, I don't think I've seen but one pattern of a windmill. And this is, oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm jumping ahead of myself. This is Cotsford Rise Stitchery. She's a 5-star seller, and that means you get really good service. Everybody's happy, and everything that she has is a PDF digital download. So anyway, this one is a windmill cross-stitch pattern called Ladsbrooks Mill, and it says 1848. And I just thought that reminded me of like Holland or the Netherlands. And I just really liked that. And it was unusual. Next, she has a Quaker sampler. It's called The Road Home. And it says Windfall Farm, Ivy Tree Lane, Cotsford Bridge House. And it's got a little black duck. Looks like he's going across the bridge. But isn't that pretty? Next, she has Harlequin Halloween pillows. Aren't those pretty? Very Halloweeny. Excuse me. Next, she has a sampler. Never have I seen a sampler about a midwife, but this one says, a midwife must possess the hand of a lady, the eye of a hawk, and the heart of a lion. So here you go. It's very pretty. So if you know a midwife, this would be very, very good, or somebody that works in a pediatric unit or a maternity unit at the hospital, this would be a very good sampler for them. Next, to honor King Charles, here's a pillow, the coronation of King Charles. Isn't that beautiful? Very, very nice. That's for all our friends across the pond. Then, mince pies and mulled wine. It's red work pillows. And it has Christmas crackers and pudding, carols and candlelight, holly, mistletoe, and ivy. Look at those cute little red work pillows. They'd stitch up really quick. Then we have a Wander Through Cotsford Rise. It's a 9-part primitive cross-stitch pattern. Look at that. Butterflies, all kinds of things. Really pretty. Then I saw this, and so many cross-stitchers have cats. I do not, because, you know, I'm a dog person. But this one's called Itty Bitty Polka Dot Kitty Sampler. And it's just so cute. Look at that. And you know, I could change that cat to a Scotty dog anytime. But I won't do it for all you cat lovers. Isn't that cute, though? All right, then we have... oh, goodness. Don't be doing that. No, no. You know, sometimes. Okay. Creeping where no life is seen, a rare old plant is the ivy green. And this is called the Ivy Green, 1887. Isn't that pretty? Next, we have the Neptune and the Sailors. And I thought about Pam when I saw this. Anytime I see anything nautical, I think about Pam now. From Just Keep Stitching. That ship is really pretty. Oh, goodness gracious. It's not a good technological day, evidently. Next, we have April Basket, and it's a pillow with a little bunny on it. Isn't he cute? And some daffodils or jonicles, whatever you want to call them. Then we have, I had to put this one in because it was just so pretty. It's called Holy, 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 and it's a nativity cross-stitch pattern. Isn't that gorgeous? Love the frame, too. It's very reasonable, under $10. Next, we have Irish Blessing. It says, may the rose ride up... Ugh. May the rose... Oh, goodness gracious. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. And lots of shamrocks and sheep. Reminds you of Ireland, doesn't it? And we have the March pillow with the shamrocks. And if you want to see more of her beautiful patterns, be sure and go to the Etsy shop, which I will link below. And just peruse those because she has some really, really cute patterns. My favorite, though, is the Holy, Holy, Holy. All right. I think that is it for today. I just want to thank everyone for tuning in and stopping by. If you lasted the whole time, thank you so much. And yes, I'm feeling some better. Still not 100%. Still got a good ways to go. I just started physical therapy this past week. And whew, boy, yeah. After physical therapy, it's time to go to bed because I'm tired. But I really appreciate y'all's well wishes and prayers. And thank you so much. And I hope I will see you at next week's Flosstube with more Etsy designers and hopefully more finishes and more FFOs. I hope the FFO bug has not left me or finally finishing bug. And I would like to ask everyone a question. Okay, what is your favorite Etsy shop? If you shop on Etsy, what is your favorite Etsy shop for cross-stitch designs? Okay, and until next week, happy stitching.